Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Today we're getting the reveal of the first set of summer heroes to be introduced into the game for 2020. Now I'm not sure why this happens. Every year, the first summer banner always gets leaked in some manner or another. Usually some foreign site gets the rights to publish, I guess, the information, and then we end up getting that information before the trailer drops. In this particular instance, the Fate Twitter account actually dropped the video, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. We do have the silhouettes here on the left-hand side, and honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Looking closely at these, looks like it's the damaged art. Really hard to discern. Looks like they're both females. I think, based upon looking around the head area, you can see they have some kind of headwear, and it kind of reminds me of like the maid headdress that Flora and Felicia wear. So I could imagine them wearing those in addition to a swimsuit, and because they're paired so closely together, I feel like maybe this is the duo unit. I have no idea. Usually they don't reveal just the duo unit, so I'm not really sure. It's kind of a shot in the dark, but that's what I'm guessing. As for who I'd really like to see, I think getting a summer Kagero would be pretty awesome. Getting a summer Petra would be pretty amazing. Getting a summer Loki would be pretty cool. But I guess we'll just have to see. As per usual, we will be watching the trailer together blind for the first time, reacting to the characters and their art, and then the second time around, we'll go ahead and analyze their skills, as well as take a closer look at their art, to just kind of get an initial assessment as to whether or not I think it's worth pulling. So with that, let's begin. Okay, here we go. Now I'm pretty excited for the summer banners. Usually there's at least one or two units that I'm really interested in, so we'll see. I'm going to wait for the splash to leave, and then I'll be looking back up. And now. Ooh, wow. Sandbar, Fluorspar. Hey, Selena. Cavalry. Looks like she's got a coconut drink with her. Very fashionable looking swimsuit. Nice. Exotic fruit juice. Attack +3. Blah, blah, blah. Attack speed push 4. Nice art. Really good. Alright, up next. Tropical Gambler. Is that Joshua? Oh yeah, it's Joshua. It looks like he's got a coral sword. He's infantry. No, it's a coral bow. Excuse me. He's got his headwear as usual. All right, and yeah, I like his little cape too. That's behind him. Summer Prodigy. Okay, getting some loot here. She's a flying blue tome user, which is for some reason every summer banner has a flying blue tome user. Flora Guide Plus. Looks like she might be the demote. I will see, but wasn't really impressed with that series of skills. Oh, what? Harmonic Blade. So it is a dual unit, and it's going to be Mia. That's awesome. With quote-unquote Marth, of course, with her. Summer Strikers. Reposition Swift Sparrow 3. Snag. We're getting a new set of B-slot skills called Snag skills. What is this? Okay, so I'm guessing she has a lot of damage reduction. Harmonized skill. At start of every turn, if harmonized skill has... we'll take a closer look. We'll be looking at all of these skills and stuff later, but I am curious what they're showing off here. Yeah. What an unusual pairing. Okay, so they all have this seal for harmonization. Selena looks awesome. I really like Selena's art. Lute looks good. Mia and quote-unquote Marth is a very interesting pairing. And let's pause. Wait, let's go back and see if there was anybody in that map that's worth identifying. Okay, so obviously it's this guy. I don't know who he is. He's going to be the free Tempest Trial unit. It's probably somewhere in the tweet. I just didn't see it, so I tried not to spoil myself on who was being revealed, so I don't know who this is, but feel free to let me know in the comments below. By the time this goes up, I'll know who it is, but feel free to let me know anyway. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, special heroes are here, starting on the 18th of June all the way until the 17th of July. So we do have a full month for the summer one, as usual. So it looks like the dual unit is going to be colorless this time around, and then there is even color distribution, meaning that there is approximately an equal chance of getting a Focus 5-star from each of the colors. So Lute Summer Prodigy is also going to be available as a as part of the 4-star focus. So she is going to be available as a 4-star focus unit, which is great for Lute fans out there. They're going to be able to plus 10 her relatively easily if they want to go in on this banner, hunting those blue stones. So that is pretty cool. Selena in the game, going to have her swimsuit version before her original version, joining the ranks of characters that have a seasonal before their original regular version is in the game. But nonetheless, some nice representation overall. Let's go ahead and rewind, take a closer look at the art, at the skills, and really kind of do an initial preliminary deep dive into the banner itself. So let's get started. All right, Summer Sea Breeze beckons. I actually don't even know what this banner is called. Okay. Whew, okay. Sandbar, Fluorspar. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. Fluorspar, yeah. Selena, looking great here. Wada Sachiko doing the art. As always, they do an awesome job. Tiana Camacho is doing her voice. She's going to be a cavalry green tome user. Checking out her swimsuit here, it is stylish and fashionable, I would say. Has definitely a mature air to her, as well as her pose. The way she's kind of stoically posed, it kind of signifies that she hasn't lost her general's edge despite relaxing by the beach. There are certain carve-outs in the swimsuit that are alluring, but it is still a one-piece, so it maintains some level of modesty. I like the representation of the yellow flowers around her hip, as well as this kind of cascading, flowing cape behind her that has this yellow-green. It sort of matches not only her hair color, but her eye color as well. And then you have flecks and highlights of yellow amidst the dark colors of her swimsuit as well. She's rocking sort of a thigh strap or a garter around her thigh as well, just to kind of create some contour and contrast with the smoothness of her legs. And she has that that coconut with a straw out of it that presumably is her weapon. And she's kind of casting a steely, icy gaze at us, maybe warning us to leave her alone. This is her alone time. So let's keep going. I think Wada Sachiko did a great job on her art. All right, let's pause. Let's pause here. So Exotic Fruit Juice is 14 might weapon. It's going to be a green tome, obviously. Grants attack +3. Inflicts speed res -6 on foes within 2 spaces during combat. So it's an in-combat debuff to speed and res. Res obviously will increase the amount of damage that she does. It is not an inheritable weapon, so this is her own weapon that it can't be inherited away. So not a ton of frills or anything, but it's a decent weapon. Grants attack +3, that's always solid. And then, of course, the in-combat debuff will not only increase the amount of damage that she does, but it will also increase her doubling potential as well. So it's solid. Drawback for the assist, that's always useful. Attack speed push 4. So we're seeing more attack speed push 4s, which is exciting because it is an exceptional A-slot skill. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed +7. After combat, if unit attacked, deals 5 damage to unit. Attack speed push 4 is an amazing offensive skill. Can be used on both player phase and enemy phase, obviously. Alright, so here's where it gets especially interesting. Speed res snag 3. This is going to be a new class of skills, the snag skills. If a movement assist, like reposition, shove, pivot, etc., is used on unit or target's unit, inflict speed res -6 on nearest foes within 4 spaces of both unit and target through their next actions. Interesting. So again, we've been seeing with intelligence systems, with the new class of skills and weapons that they've been introducing, basically expanding the range of certain buffs and debuffs. I feel like that's what they've been trying to do a lot more recently, and snag is one of those. The area of effect is within 4 spaces, and it targets the closest unit. 4 range is pretty significant. Movement-based assists are always going to be happening all the time, and then just getting an additional, especially if you're going to be like offensive drawbacking or offensive repositioning, that's going to be a great tool to debuff an enemy that's close by so that the other unit will be able to snag the kill. Snag, get it? So I don't know, it definitely seems like it has fun applications for sure. B-slot is extremely competitive, especially for cavalry, because cavalry can use like lull skills and all kinds of other things. So I don't know, I'm not convinced that it's going to have a ton of staying power, but it definitely can create some very unique strategies and can be creatively used for an advantage. So let's keep going. Let's take a look at Selena's attacking art. So it looks like she's just kind of casting off to the side here. It looks like she's breaking a little bit more of a smile, so maybe she's warming up to the beach, able to enjoy herself a little bit more. A little bit more of a dynamic pose. She's got the leg lifted and she's swinging off to the side. This particular angle gives a little bit more of attention to her curves. So all in all, just really solid art. I think it's great. Let's keep going here. We can see her attacking animation. The fruit always kills me in the summer art and the summer animation. So Tropical Gambler Joshua, here he is. He is going to be an infantry red bow user. I like that he's rocking the side poncho. It's kind of like hanging off of him, but strapped in. He's casting a gaze at us under the brim of his hat. He of course has signature headwear. It's not the headwear that he usually wears. It's a little bit different. And then also the ribbon around it, or the strap around it, of course matches the actual coloring of the poncho. He's got a really cool coral looking bow, which is neat. I like the design there. I do like that they gave him kind of a sassy pose here. I think he could crack a smile. You know, Joshua, there's no fee for smiling. You're going to be enjoying yourself on the beach. Looks like he's got some pretty standard footwear there. Nothing to write home about. But yeah, no, I think he looks great here. Let's keep going. Okay. So let's pause. Coral Bow Plus. This is going to be an inheritable weapon. 12 might. Effective against flying foes, as bows tend to be. That's not bad. That's solid. I mean, it's basically the bow inheritable version of Selena's weapon, which is kind of... I mean, Selena had the attack +3, but that kind of lends itself to... I feel like Selena's weapon could have been a little bit more unique. It could have brought at least like one other aspect or one other variable to the table. Coral Bow Plus seems like a solid choice, especially for an inheritable weapon, but it doesn't blow me away or anything. Shove for the assist. Attack speed link 3 for the B slot. If movement assist skill is used by unit or target's unit, grants attack speed +6 to unit and target ally or unit and targeting ally for 1 turn. We know the link skills. I guess they're basically the opposite or the inverse of the snag skills, giving yourself a buff instead of debuffing the enemy. Again, can be used for certain strategies where you're offensively repositioning, or whether you're like pivoting into position for enemy phasing, things like that. Fortified Defense 4 for the C slot is new. At start of turn, grants defense +7 to adjacent allies for 1 turn. So that's fine. We're seeing the natural progression of Fortified Defense. It seems like a pretty logical leap from the +4 to the +7. +6 really just wouldn't be enough. +7 is still arguably, I don't know if it's enough. I think Fortified Defense could have another effect on it. The advantage of having Fortified Defense, of course, is that it's not class specific. Doesn't matter what your team composition is. Doesn't matter who's wielding it. There aren't any conditions other than just being next to an ally. That individual ally gets that bonus. So let's keep going. Take a look at Joshua's attacking art here. Alright, well there he is. Looks like he's letting loose a starfish arrow off of his coral bow. Okay, I see. And he's striking kind of an action pose where he's doing the cool guy leap back while he's firing the arrow. It's kind of signature. But you do get a nice look at his chest and abs as that poncho is flying behind him, and his red hair is also flowing backwards as he's doing that leap. Overall, I'd say it's pretty good. Not too bad at all. Alright. And next we got the 4-star focus unit, Summer Prodigy. So there's Lute. I'm curious about the leaf that she has. So as I mentioned, she is a flying blue tome user. It does seem like when summer rolls around, we always get a new blue tome flyer. It's interesting that she's rocking a darker swimsuit as well. Like Selena, it's not as full-bodied, but it is still a two-piece, except she's got kind of the flowing wisps under the top to add a little bit more modesty to it. Looks like she has some flowery wristbands there that has a little bit of red to add a little bit more color diversity to her palette. She has that green branch that she's holding. Looks like she has a blue flower in her hair that matches the cascading part of her swimsuit as well. Yeah, I mean, the art looks pretty good. It's a little bit on the simple side, I would say, but it's otherwise, not too bad. Let's keep going. Alright, so let's pause here. Alright, so Flora Guide Plus. It is going to be an inheritable weapon. Might 12 inflicts speed res -5 on foes within 2 spaces during combat. Okay, alright, so it's going to be the blue tome version of the bow that Joshua has. So that is the theme of this banner. Swap for the assist. Seal speed res 2 for the B slot. Inflicts speed res -5 on foe through its next actions after combat. Seal skills tend to have some pretty specialized functions. They don't really appear to be universally useful, especially for a B-slot skill, since, again, the B-slot is so competitive. But it can be useful in certain... And they're adding, the dual seals which are the -5s to two different stats. So obviously it makes them better, certainly, but at the same time, you know, I think that that's going to be a very easily replaceable skill there. Speed Tactic 3 for the C slot. At start of turn, grants speed +6 to allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn, granted only if the number of that ally's movement type on the current team is less than or equal to 2. So another source of Speed Tactic, except it's limited, but she's going to be a 4-star hero, so if you want to accrue more Speed Tactics, I guess you could do it in this fashion, although we have a free way of getting Speed Tactic anyway. So yeah, nothing terribly remarkable about Lute's kit here. A lot of skills that we've seen, a lot of skills that are accessible. One new skill, but that skill is just okay, really. Flora Guide Plus is a nice inheritable tome. It is nice. Like, you could inherit this on a variety of different blue tome users, and it would be useful to have. But again, it's not incredibly special. And it certainly doesn't blow me away. I am curious to see what Lute's stat line is going to be, because that might be kind of the impetus for people really going in and trying to get her as a merge project. So let's keep going. You can pause when she's doing her attacking art. I feel like her attacking art looks a lot better than her neutral art. It's just more dynamic. She's obviously has her outstretched arm. She's got her open book. Looks like she's kind of waving the branch in front of her a little bit as she's casting. You get more angles of her swimsuit as well. And you get kind of the wispy blowing of her hair, as well as sort of the blossoming of the little curtain that she has around her midsections. So yeah, pretty nice overall. And I really like her attack animation. It looks really cool to me. Alright, so Harmonic Blades. Let's pause here. So Cavalry Colorless Dagger Unit. I believe this marks the first time that there's been a duo unit from 2 different games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that we've not seen that before. And of course, we're getting Mia from Radiant Dawn. We're getting Lucina, Masked Marth from Fire Emblem Awakening. I actually really like this pose. I think it's dynamic. It looks great. They're crossing swords right there. Mia, she's wearing her signature colors. Her swimsuit is basically kind of a derivative of her regular garb. She's got her headband. She's got these really beautiful tropical flowers in her hair that is also matched by Masked Marth on the other side there, who has her hair done up in a different way. You have the fun, athletic, almost like adventurers type swimsuit that Mia is wearing, and she's flashing that smile. And then you have the dichotomy to Masked Marth, who obviously looks very reserved, doesn't look like she's really smiling. She might even look a little bit uncomfortable wearing what she's wearing, but she does have a very modest swimsuit, which kind of is a dress style, and she kind of has a flowing cape behind her as well. So I really like it. There's a lot of personality here, especially the dichotomy between the 2 characters. So I just think it meshes really nicely. I think they did a good job on the art here. So let's keep going. Yeah, so Lucina being very serious, of course. Let's see. Okay, so this is gonna not transform. Let's pause. Accelerate special trigger cooldown -1, so it has a slaying effect. That is always a good thing. If unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25% at the start of combat, and unit initiates combat, grants attack speed +5 during combat and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 75%? Really? And then effect Dagger 7, it has just the standard dagger debuff of -7 to defense and res on foe and targets within 2 spaces of that foe. So let's back this up. Slaying effect, always good. If unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25% at the start of combat, that's a very easy condition to meet. You look at the push 4 skills that has that 25% threshold. Basically, you can go through an entire skirmish without having to worry, even when you're taking 5 damage every single time you initiate. It's just a pretty easy condition to meet, and unit initiates combat, so they're going to be player phase oriented naturally. They'll get +5 to attack and speed during combat, which is very powerful. That increases their kill potential and their doubling potential by a wide margin, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 75%. Now that is pretty enormous. I mean, that is pretty huge. First of all, they're going to be naturally speedy, it looks like. I can already see they have Swift Sparrow 3, so they're obviously intended to be a player phase speedy doubling unit. I mean, that's going to be their role. So in light of that, they're going to be attacking. Their big concern is going to be on the counterattack. Attacking into somebody and then getting a special in the face, attacking into somebody and getting hit by a distant counter physically powerful unit that's going to be able to one-shot them with all of their buffs, things like that. So their concern is they're going to be doubling, they're going to be attacking, they're going to take that hit back. That's going to be reduced by 75%, which is huge. That is a huge amount of damage reduction. And then they're going to be able to double and attack again and hopefully secure the kill. So that is definitely a powerful weapon for sure. And in addition to that, she has the slaying effect, or they have the slaying effect on their weapon, meaning that they can guarantee themselves a proc of a special without really worrying about the one-shot retaliation. Now, as a cavalry unit, they can't enjoy all of the fun special cooldown toys that infantry has, but they can still use heavy blade and things like that, so they can absolutely like guarantee themselves a high-powered special proc when they're initiating on somebody and enjoying that damage reduction. So it's absolutely a very strong weapon. Reposition for the assist, Swift Sparrow 3 for the A slot we just talked about. A new unit initiates combat, grants attack +6 and speed +7 during combat. Again, just further enhancing, which means that on initiation, they more or less get +11 on their attack and then +13 on their speed. So that's it's nothing to scoff at. Speed defense snag 3 for the B slot. If movement assist is used by unit or target's unit, inflict speed defense -6 on nearest foes within 4 spaces of both unit and targeted ally through their next actions. Attack speed gap 3 at start of turn, grants attack speed +5 to ally with the highest attack and speed for 1 turn, excludes unit. I think the gap skill for the C slot is certainly an interesting choice. It's kind of weird because I think that she would have wanted, this team would have wanted the speed and attack boost, you know, rather than deploying it on somebody else. Maybe the oath skills, attack speed oath, might have suited her a little bit better. But the gap skills are still solid, especially for a support character that you want to inherit it onto. So let's keep going and check out their attacking animation and art. So, oh, they didn't even do her attacking animation. I guess they didn't do it because Sirius here is going to be doing her long and drawn out attack where they're going to absorb. Okay, so here we go. Art instead. I guess they just decided to show the damage dart. And it looks like it does mirror the silhouettes that we saw earlier. So it was the duo unit, exactly as I had thought. It certainly wasn't the maid sisters like I thought it was going to be. But yeah, so we've got Lucina here, we've got Mia here, and it looks like they're getting pushed back in a pretty violent way. Lucina's lost her mask, and you're seeing kind of a wild hit here. Debris all over the place, clothes flying everywhere. You've got the flowers and other like pieces of waves just going all over the place. So it's a pretty dynamic piece of art. It's pretty nice. And then she's not gonna retaliate. Okay. So let's pause here. Harmonized skill grants resonance blades to unit and allies from the same titles as unit. Really? Okay, so another new twist to skills that we haven't really seen before is that it's going to be title-based skills. That actually opens up a whole new world of potentiality for, you know, title-based teams, like title emblems. You could have like a Sacred Stones emblem. You could have like an Awakening emblem. You could have a Radiant Dawn emblem. If they, you know, they kind of paved the way for this when they did the new sorting options where you could sort by a particular title, right? And then they introduced the limited battles where you could only use units from a specific title. Now they're introducing skills that are specific to a particular title as well. And now it makes a whole lot more sense why this particular duo unit hails from 2 different games. Expands the usefulness and utility of the unit and the unit's duo skill, because now it can affect all the units from 2 whole different games rather than just restricting it to 1. Makes a ton of sense. I'm actually really excited just from that alone. I'm excited from the prospect of being able to have title-based skills. I think that's a really cool idea. So that's the only condition. You only need to have units from the same title, and they'll all get this skill no matter where they are on the map. So, you know, positioning doesn't matter, movement type doesn't matter, weapon type doesn't matter, none of that stuff matters. As long as they're allies from those titles, then they get this boost. Every 3rd turn, if Harmonized skill has already been used, unit can use Harmonized skill again, so it resets. Grants attack speed +4 during combat for 1 turn. Interesting. So at first I thought this was a little underwhelming because it grants attack speed +4, and that's, you know, it's powerful, but I mean, it's a duo skill, and you would expect more from a duo skill. But then I saw again that it's during combat, which means that if they have this buff on them, they get that in-combat buff to their attack and speed. It's not an activated buff. That means it's not competing with things like Rally. It's not competing with things like Hone. This is going to stack on top of those things, and that makes it that much more potent. So it doesn't blow me away as far as duo skills are concerned, but you have to remember that this stacks on everything. It's a completely separate effect, so all of those combat buffs and activated buffs that you have on your team normally, this just stacks on top of it. It gives an additional +4 to attack and speed and doesn't compete with anything else. That's actually a very potent ability. So I'm excited for this. I think it's solid for sure. Alright, so here she's going to activate it, I guess. Yeah, so they're showing it resetting. And then they're going to activate it now. Yes. Oh, I like their action pose. It looks so cool. Alright, so those three end up getting it. Obviously, Peony does not get the buff, and you get the little signature or insignia on the bottom there. So, Paralog Story, Summer Passing. Really cool stuff. Oh, it's Reese. I just saw the dialogue box. It's Reese. So Summer Reese is going to be the free unit that we're getting through the Tempest trial. That was confirmed through the little dialogue box there. So, alright, pretty great. Lots of diversity here. You have 2 cavalry units, 1 flying unit, 1 infantry unit, 1 duo unit, even color distribution. I think for me personally, Selena is going to be a target. I would also like to get duo Mia because I think their skills are pretty great. And I do like... I like their art. I like the fact that they're kind of playing off of each other. I think that they did a really good job there. I think Lute, especially for Lute fans out there, is going to be a fun +10 merge project if they want to end up splurging on this banner. Joshua, I like his art. I like his bow. But the reality is that he's an infantry red archer. So he is competing directly with Igren, who is an offensive monster. So I don't know. I think he's kind of suffering in that regard. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below who you're excited for, if you're going to be pulling on this banner, and if you are, who you're going to be pulling for. Like I mentioned, I think I'm going to dive in a little bit. I'm not going to go ham on this, because remember, there are 2 summer banners every year. So next month we're getting another summer banner with another set of characters and another set of swimsuits. So who knows who that's going to be. Always best to be cautious about things. But I'll dive in a little bit for this, and we'll kind of see how we do. So hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Certainly wishing the best for you, your family, and your friends, hoping that you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there. And until next time, let's protect those skies.